Hello, lovers. Are you ready to recap not one, but 2 episodes? Let's get into it, baby.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Have you guys heard this new song?
Listen, it's good. This is perfect for Real Housewives. Listen to the lyrics. This is Candy's song to Portia. Don't tell a lie on her, and she won't tell the truth about you. Everyone's like, what?
That's true. She won't tell the truth.
No,
about
it's not
her.
this episode. No, I'm just saying. Their relationship. I mean, unfortunately, Kendrick.
Oh, are you over here trying to throw shade over here?
Kendrick just put this song out. So if he had this song out when that happened, I would have played it then. But I was like, dude, this is so
it represents
relevant.
their
relationship
right now.
Their relationship, yeah.
Maybe some other people's too. I don't know. We'll have to get into that. I don't know.
Well, let's get into this episode. We are recapping Aloha and Goodbye, as well as Baby Nups and Breakups. This is season 9, episodes 17 and 18. I am your host, English Cleveland. I forgot to introduce us. Duh! I think because we had such like a calm song.
I know.
But
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
like
really
so like
Kendrick.
in my Anita Baker mode. But let's
No, but
get
he's about to
into
go
it.
ham right now.
Let these people know who you guys are.
Hey,
since
guys.
They forgot.
Yes, I'm Jessie Zahner. You can find me on all social media at Athletic, and I'm in the chat right now, so join us live on chat.
Yes, I'm Mo Classified, and you know where to find me at Mo Classified.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Jay Hart. You can
Whoa! It's your boy Jay. You trying to do it like Sex City.
Stop it. No, you can find me on social media at It's Me Jay Hart.
All right.
Cool. Well, thank you.
I
Jay.
can't English on.
Yeah, you can try to get your play on.
Okay, so last week's episode, Aloha, Goodbye, episode 17, we will just touch on it a little bit because we have a lot to cover from this week's as well, and it's a lot to like cover 2 weeks. So sorry we weren't here, but that's what we were going to do today.
Yes.
So, what happened last week? They were still in Hawaii. What did they do? They had a divorce party. What else did they
They
do?
roasted
divorce
Peter.
Oh, they roasted Peter.
Yes.
Yes.
Literally.
So,
Yeah.
okay, let's talk about that. What do you guys think about the whole roasting of Peter? And were you guys as nervous as I was that it probably wasn't going to go as well as it did?
Yeah, definitely. Like, roasts never go well, and this is like a new thing that everybody loves to do these days. It's like roast people on their birthday. I've seen it on other actually Bravo TV shows this year. And there's always like an after effect of it.
Yeah.
So I was like, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if these guys are going to be that funny to like do something. So I thought some people were funny and some people were just like, why did you even go on stage and
What'd you guys think?
do this?
I thought what you thought, that I didn't think it would go
I thought exactly
well.
what you thought.
Yeah, I didn't think it would go well. And then, especially like you said, roasting is like a thing these days, but I feel like not necessarily with adults. It's like they probably don't know how to handle that.
Yeah.
I thought it was whack.
I thought it was whack
It
too.
was whack as hell. I think the one person who had the best roast, and she didn't even get up there, was Sheree. Sheree said he already looked roasted.
That's so true.
Sheree was
the
the
best
queen, though.
one.
She's natural. She's a natural.
That was the
at
best one. Portia's didn't make sense. Cynthia, clearly there wasn't a roast.
Yeah.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you. You know, I mean, it was whack.
Right.
So I feel like they could have went in a little deeper, especially, you know, the way they throw shade.
Maybe
at
they felt like
Peter.
it was touchy just because of, you know.
But it's Peter.
Peter's
There's so many things
relationship
they could have
in
went
it
in
now.
on. Like, he's
I don't
always
know.
meddling in their business. There's so many things they could have hit.
And
Right.
he loves it because it just gives him more like
Attention.
airtime.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure. I
yeah.
know.
So
Yeah.
it's like perfect.
Put it on me.
Yeah.
So Joseph Boza says Joseph Boza is somebody that comes in the chat all the time. So thanks for chatting with us all the time. But he says that it's like the roast was done mainly to give Andy Cohen shit for the reunion. But I don't really know what shit it gave him though.
Yeah,
like
'cause I feel like all of
I
it
think
was
it was
a
like
given already.
uneventful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
what Joseph talking about. I'm so confused. I was trying to collect it
English.
and figure
I'm
it
like,
out.
I was like, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Sorry,
No, I'm
Joseph.
thinking everything
Please
he said.
explain a little
Please.
bit.
Oh, he
more.
was. So he said he was saying bye, Felicia, with this damn roast. I've seen better roasts than this.
Oh,
know,
definitely.
right?
Are the
Definitely.
producers desperate for material? That's a good point. I mean,
Yeah,
yes,
I
this
do
that
feel
was.
season,
that.
they-
Yes.
This season, yeah, they have been a little desperate for material.
They're very desperate for material. I mean, look at the scenes that we're shooting.
Yeah.
We're not talking about anything. They're not doing anything. They're showing us flashbacks from the episode from last week.
Right.
Like, they're like pulling straws out of a hat.
Filling space.
So, yeah, they're filling space.
Yeah.
So, okay, so let's talk about the divorce party. So, Kenya, in her mind, she's never been married.
Right.
But she felt the need to throw a divorce party for her friends or her like so-called friends, like
her NBF, her new best friend,
her new best friend, Phaedra, as well as Cynthia.
Right.
Cynthia wasn't really receptive to it, kind of, when she first walked in. She was a little sad. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it was appropriate for her to throw this party?
I feel like it depends on the person. Because, like, somebody might, it depends on, their personality. Some people might just go with the flow and just be like, okay, a party. Like, let's just celebrate my divorce, I guess. But I feel like at the same time, you got to kind of be sensitive to what they're going through, It's like divorce may be big of a deal than she thought it was.
Well,
or they still might be dwelling on it more than she thinks they are dwelling on it.
I think it leads to that question, do you supposed to celebrate a divorce?
Right.
Are you?
It depends, though.
What do you think?
I think it leads to that question. I mean, I kind of agree with what Phaedra said. It's something you really don't celebrate because, especially when you have 2 kids with someone, like, a marriage is, something that's really important. It's sacred. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to last, through to death do us part.
Right.
So, I don't believe in divorce, so I don't know if that should be celebrated like that. But I honestly, I don't think Kenya's intentions was shady.
I don't either.
I just don't think she was the right person to throw this party.
Well, and
I just don't think the party should have been thrown.
Well, I agree with Mo. Like, I think it depends on the person because I am like not super religious. So I was like, oh yeah, girl, go ahead and throw this divorce party because like it's a really depressing thing, I would assume, to get divorced. So like, why not turn it around and make it a positive by saying like, oh, you're divorced, it's done, let's party, you're newly single. But like, these girls did not take it that way. And I also see divorce as like 50% of marriages end in divorce anyways. So at this point, I'm like, I don't see it to be something that's that wrong. And especially because of things that happen in relationships. I mean, like, Apollo's literally a criminal. People have abusive relationships. Like, there are things that go on in relationships that, didn't happen here necessarily. So I'm just like, divorce is like, for me, I'm just like, whatever.
So I agree with both of you because I'm thinking like, he's saying if we celebrate these particular divorces in general, we're celebrating divorce overall. And like you said, 50% or people are getting divorced. We don't need to enforce that. We don't need to make that seem like it's a good thing. Like, divorce still isn't a good thing, even though it's happening a lot.
Well, it's clearly not finalized, I don't think.
Well,
I don't think it's finalized
either.
just because like she's holding on to something. Unless she feels guilty about, Apollo being in jail.
No, I totally agree with you. And I think that's where Kenya read this situation wrong, and I don't think it's her fault because I think, like you said, I don't think Kenya was doing anything shady at this point.
Yeah.
But Phaedra always makes it seem like, oh, I wanted to get rid of Apollo. Oh, I wanted this divorce to be final. I'm taking the steps forward.
Right.
So all this time we thought like Phaedra was the one pushing this forward, and now I think she didn't want the divorce. So now I think she's like upset about it.
But even with her pushing it forward, that doesn't mean she is excited about getting divorced or that she's like, just like that she should be celebrating her divorce.
Right. Well, and actually, so
it's something that needs to
something
happen.
That's super
it's
fresh.
Still not something that she's come to.
So that's something that Blake Belladonna was saying in the chat. He said, this is an example of Kenya trying to help, but she doesn't understand people's feelings and how she affected them.
Right.
Well, I mean,
just
do you
never been in
think,
a situation.
what do you guys think? We're forgetting there's a piece to it. It's a surprise divorce party.
Yes.
I know, but
so, I mean, and that's not something I wouldn't want someone to surprise and throw me. Like, it's not, I get where Phaedra for once in life is coming from because it's not a celebration to certain people. Like, certain people may think like, like she says, marriage is sacred. Like, why would we be celebrating something that it is a negative thing,
right? And well, that's what she says.
But it's a surprise, and then someone's throwing it for you as a surprise on vacation.
I know.
So for me, I don't think Kenya's intentions are behind it. I think she doesn't have anything else to talk about on the show, and she merely needed a scene, and so she decided, oh my gosh, let me throw my friend who I talked to her husband. I think that's inappropriate too. Like,
I think that's another reason Phaedra was
you
upset.
hit on this girl's husband. you were on vacation with them one time before and he touched up on your butt like while you guys were like jumping in the pool. There's just been, it's like too close for comfort.
But like, do you believe that she was pushed like leading her and Apollo thing? Because we found out after all that Apollo was the one that
well, it doesn't matter who leads it.
And
I think Apollo lies, and
Apollo lied about it, and he said that never happened. Kenya never did that. And then that's when Kenya and Phaedra kind of made up, because Kenya was saying, like, all of this time we all believed that she was kind of like in this, and Apollo had lied on her all that time.
Yeah, but I think
Believe me.
I don't believe anything Apollo says. I don't believe when he says he's lying. I don't believe when he says he's not.
Well, he said Kenya was lying, or he lied about Kenya.
Yeah, but you know, he may have needed a screen time too. I don't know.
Well,
I don't believe that.
But
Apollo,
maybe he was trying to squash the situation.
I believe that they did have
Yeah.
conversation amongst each other and text messages amongst each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's inappropriate, especially like Phaedra said, I asked you to stop and you continued.
Right. And no matter if Apollo is the one who initiated or Kenya,
for
either
sure.
way it's wrong.
Yeah.
Kenya even going
But
with
my
it
thing
if he did
is that
initiate it.
Apollo lied about things that he said Kenya texted him that never ended up happening. Like, that they never happened.
Well, I do remember in
That was like-
season they did show actual text messages that did go on between them, but maybe some other conversations
about the
or
whole
something.
meeting up in
Yes,
LA at the
exactly.
Beverly Hills Hotel
Yes.
and all of that.
At the end of the day, she
scenario.
violated, Phaedra's marriage by
Friend code.
sending inappropriate text messages, texting him,
Leading him
throughout all
on.
kinds of, times of the night. She crossed the line, and I
Definitely.
just feel like she should have been the last person to throw this type of party.
Mm-hmm.
But I
It's-
don't, like I
it's
said,
too
I don't think it was.
sensitive.
Yeah, it's too sensitive and it's super fresh, and I don't, think King, like I said, she was the right person, especially with her and Phaedra's history.
Definitely.
So.
And I think it's another way of Kenya to bring the attention on her, because if you think about it, like, she's the only one there without a significant other.
Right.
And now I don't know, to me, I never think Kenya's intentions are good, because
Right.
I've seen time again that they aren't.
Yeah.
So I feel like she was like trying to shine light on a negative situation.
Well, and you might be right about that, because Kenya has been always the one that the negative attention's been around. So now this time it focuses on Cynthia and Phaedra. I don't think she had bad intentions on this, and I just think she's reading people wrong. Like, she called Phaedra her new BFF, or her new NBF, her new best friend, and like, clearly they are not friends.
Right.
But all this time Kenya thought that. It's so hard, because like, if my girlfriends did that for me, I'd be like, thanks, like, this sucks that I'm getting divorced. But
Right. I would too,
my friends would actually know me, and
Well,
your girlfriends
exactly.
would know you. That's how you
Right.
know that her and Phaedra
Exactly.
and Cynthia really aren't that cool, because any friend that's your real friend would know, girl, I know you don't want a divorce
Right.
party. They know exactly all the stuff you went through.
Right.
So I honestly believe that Kenya wanted screen time and something to be all about her.
Yeah.
And
but
the
she
whole
doesn't
Kenya
know
thing.
Phaedra, technically.
No, she doesn't. They just like
Just had a
became
road trip.
like,
Yeah, exactly.
they just became acquaintances and able to like sit in the same car and like speak to each other,
Right.
because now she hates Portia. So
Yeah.
it's like she's hated all of these girls at one
Right.
point. It just goes around in cycles and cycles. I think the only one she hasn't gotten into it with is what, like Candy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
So
Didn't think
I had to
about
have
that.
to rewind.
I didn't think about that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
don't
it.
know. I just think it's a little weird. But let's get into this episode from this. Wait, did anything else happen last week?
No, not really.
I
Nothing
feel like there were
major.
not really. Phaedra left and she wrote that text message.
Oh,
and-
she wrote the text message.
So this is my thing. I feel like she should have been just upfront about how she felt in the
Yeah.
beginning, instead of lying, saying her stomach was hurting.
You're a grown woman.
Yeah, I wish she would have been upfront and just, this is bad taste. Like, I'm not feeling it. Like, I feel like you're crossing the line by doing. She should have been upfront with it.
Yeah.
And I think Portia was wrong for reading that text message in front of the ladies
You think
and
so?
exposing her business like that. She told.
She did that so
Like,
instantly.
Phaedra
Like,
just told her, like,
yeah.
listen, I haven't told the ladies yet that my divorce is final or whatever. So, if you can keep it between us, I feel like she broke the friendship code.
Definitely. She
Like,
did, I
Portia
agree.
should never, like, open
You
up to
think
those
so?
ladies like that, especially with the way they've been treating her. Like, why would you tell them
But
somebody
when she
You're in the
told
business.
when
Supposed to be
she
dear
told
friend.
Portia or she told Phaedra that she did read it, Phaedra didn't really seem upset. So
No.
that's another friend thing. Like
Yeah.
maybe
Weird.
she maybe
No, I
she
think
knew
Phaedra
like
was upset.
you
you
think
think she
so?
was?
Yeah, I think for the most part we could tell in this episode.
Because I don't think she said
Yeah, I feel like
anything
she's just
in
like,
that text message that is not something that she would have said to them. Yes, she should have been an adult and not tried to be a kid and like, can I have a hall pass to the nurse's office? Like, you should have just said exactly like, I don't want to be here. I'm not celebrating a divorce. Instead of like going through a middle person and then bringing up old mess and then texting like about like she's conniving or whatever she called her. Like, why are you calling someone that was your friend last week a name now? Like, it's just
I
weird.
think Phaedra was upset, but Phaedra's the type of person, she tries her best to avoid confrontation. So who else Phaedra's gonna have to lean to if she's into it with her best friend, with Portia? So I feel like she was upset, but
she
she
doesn't
just kind
try
of
to avoid confrontation. She starts mess behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Well, I guess maybe if that's how you want to say avoid confrontation.
Well, the thing is, like, Portia's pretty much the only person that's there in her corner right now. So, you know, why she's not going to get upset with her. But I feel like she did feel a certain way. I mean, I felt a certain way just looking at it like my best friend revealing my business.
Right. And
you
I
know,
feel
my
like,
personal, I wasn't ready. You know, I'm sure she wasn't ready to let that information out, basically.
definitely, that's how I agree. I feel like Phaedra should have, you know, been a woman and just said what she had to say right then and there. But at the same time, despite if I did be a woman or if I was immature about the situation, it still doesn't give Portia a right to just tell my business like that. And like I said, this episode, I feel like Phaedra did say that. She was just like Portia seems to be telling a lot of my business. And
Oh, you're right. She did say that.
yeah, so she said it in a calm manner, but you could tell she was bothered.
That was like later that night when she was talking to Kenya. You're right.
Yeah.
So
Or
maybe she
Cynthia,
was.
yeah.
Or,
Cynthia, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's get into
Interesting.
this episode. So
Yes.
that's all the tea. That kind of spills over into this episode. So, Baby Nups and Breakups. The episode opens with Noelle and Cairo modeling the cargo bags. Sheree asking for compensation again. Noelle and Cairo exchanging each other's phone numbers. And do you think that Sheree's doing her job? Any of you guys?
No.
Do you think
That
she's
she's
being
doing
a
her job?
momager? Cairo came, like,
She's
think
being
about how the
Sheree.
episode opened up. Cairo came in. He didn't really know, like, what
was
he was
going on,
doing.
yeah.
He didn't seem like he's been practicing.
No, right. She's being Sheree.
Rehearsed.
Finessing the situation.
Like, he was stuck on stupid. He didn't even know how to walk.
Right. Right.
No, I agree.
She hyped us up so much. I thought this man was a supermodel.
Yeah. I mean, he's tall and thin. He's good looking, but like he definitely did not know how to walk at all.
No.
Like I was like, "Oh my god, like they got
Right.
some work to do." But I like how she is like always thinking about money, like what's he getting
I like
paid.
That too. Like,
But
you can't deny it.
if you want him to get paid, like he has to deliver,
Right. It has
and
to have
that
some talent or
was
some skill
interesting.
Terrible.
Yeah, it was
Not like terrible, but the thing is like if she came from an aspect of like my son's still learning and he's new and he's growing
exactly.
and he hasn't been practicing like of honesty.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that too much to ask of this show?
That's
Like
true, 'cause
if he
she
came
hyped him
in
up to
like,
the-
you know, and her not trying to act like I'm the momager, like you're doing your job because obviously clearly you're not. Google
Right.
it. Go
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
Or put him in some classes or something.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Especially if you want some money for it.
yeah.
Exactly.
Like people always want to check and don't even want to do the job.
Right. Right. Right.
Okay, so in Portia's land, Portia has decided she wants to have a baby prenup, a baby nup.
Baby, no.
She feels that she wants to be protected when she has a baby outside of wedlock because she feels that that's something that she wants in her life. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Shay, is it Shay or Shay?
Yes.
Okay, so Shay, Kenya's cousin, we haven't seen her in a long time.
No.
Her
No,
and her mom.
Right.
So Kenya's pulled another person that likes her out of the woodwork.
Right.
And
Just
it's
to
always
have a
her
little
family.
story. Yeah.
He
Just
was
to have a
cool
little
with her
story.
mom, right? Or the mom
Yeah.
since the episode when they went to the house
And she.
and her
her
mom
mom
just like
her
vanished
mom
or something. Yeah.
Didn't want to open the door. And her aunt,
and her aunt, yes, yes.
agreed and said, well, if she doesn't want to open the door, like,
Why did you
can't-
go in the first
You
place?
should have never went, in
Yeah.
the first place. Which Kenya, you know, doesn't do well with people
Yeah.
telling her anything that she doesn't agree with. So cousin Shay shows up to the house. They sit and chit chat about Hawaii and they talk about the divorce party and And Kenya is just saying, you know, everyone just blames me for everything. If I do this, everyone blames Kenya. If I do that, everyone blames Kenya. If Portia does this, everyone blames Kenya. Which is, she likes that. I feel like she likes that. What do you guys think?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think she likes it, but at the same time, I think she usually is starting something, and she probably doesn't even realize it. Like, she's the root of these issues, so that's why it does fall back on you.
Yeah.
But I think she's oblivious to that, so she's just like, I don't know why it falls back on me. But then at the same time, she does like it. Like, regardless of the reason, like,
It puts her in the
I like the
spotlight.
attention. Yeah.
Every
attention is on
season,
me.
she's fighting somebody. Like, she's fighting at least one person.
Fighting
every
herself.
season.
More than one person a season.
Right. So now she says she's done with Phaedra again. There's no fixing this. She's over Phaedra.
Right.
Everyone calls Phaedra Shady Faye for a reason, and she lies, and blah, 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 blah. But one person that she does want to be friends with again is Matt.
Right.
She expressed that she wants to be friends with Matt, and
it's so weird.
she feels that she's done some wrongs in this relationship, and her wrongs are basically she hasn't been able to slow down and give him the time that he
Undivided
needs.
attention.
What? That's what you think you did wrong?
Right. But that meeting was horrible. It was like, I don't know, I feel like Matt looking at that today probably cringed.
Oh my god.
Oh, he probably
It
was like-
horrible.
Like, I hated it. I was like, why is he doing this? Like, you know, usually I'm on Matt's side, but today I was just like, you shouldn't have even, you know, sometimes you just need to end it. It's just like, don't come back to embarrass yourself.
Kenya
Exactly.
she doesn't know what she wants.
Kenya
I'm just trying to
doesn't-
see, why did it take her this long to realize that you were in the wrong, you provoked him, you know, you were the cause of, you know what I'm saying, the destruction of y'all relationship.
Yeah.
I don't
broke this
understand.
man
Like, it's
down.
just, it's crazy to me. Like,
Honestly,
that's
I
why
was
she
like,
can't keep him
yeah,
in.
I was shocked that they even brought Matt back up. Like, as soon
it's
as she
just
said
tiring.
about Matt, I'm like, why are we talking about Matt again? Like, he's been gone for a little while. Like,
Right.
let's not
Leave
even
him
bring it.
gone.
Yeah.
Well,
let's
the
not even
whole
bring him back in here.
whole excuse about the dog. I mean, is this a real baby?
Yeah.
The dog turned one, and now you guys need to meet up, and you need to say
She's
hello.
trying to find a way to keep him attached.
I'm
to
like,
keep
are
him
we in
back.
high
About that,
school now?
right.
Like, oh, King, our dog.
Right.
It's the baby. It's the dog's daddy, and
Right.
and his stupid self. Oh, I wanted to stop by this week to check on the baby. Check on what babies? These are dogs.
Exactly.
Like, I
They
have a
get-
dog too, and I get it, and
No,
I get
they
it.
just need an excuse to see each other.
It's stupid.
Right.
Like, it's so immature, and like that was for that to be the last scene. I'm like, how many times? And then like when they met up with each other, she's like, oh, I heard you met up with Cynthia.
Right.
Girl, you know you didn't see this nigga about
That's what I was
45,000
thinking. I was
times
like, is that
since
the
he's
last
met
time
up
we
with
seen each
Cynthia. Like, why do you guys want to say, oh, you met up with Cynthia?
Right. I was
Yeah.
thinking
That
I
happened,
was like,
like,
is that the last
That
time?
was a
before
long
Thanksgiving,
time ago.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I
a
don't
while
think
back.
so. Not that.
It was a while. It was a while ago.
Hey,
Not that much, guys.
I don't know if they
Yes.
need new editors
I
or what's
remember
going
eating
on.
turkey watching that
No,
episode.
Probably Christmas.
I'm
but
joking.
not-
I'm joking.
not Thanksgiving.
Don't make
I was
fun
just-
of Mo's laugh. Oh my gosh, you act just like Kenya.
Oh, phony Fei Fei.
Oh no, I'm
Boy,
Kenya.
No,
No.
no, you are not.
Please do not. Lord have mercy. Okay, so let's talk about the OLG for a second because they gave the most shade this episode. Candy meets up with them
they did.
at whose house were they at? Were they at
Candy's house, I believe.
Candy's mom's
Mom's
house?
house?
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
think
They
they're
were.
at Mama Joyce's house. And they basically recap the trip, and Candy, they ask her how was the trip, and they just interject and just go, well, all those girls don't like you anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
And we needed to show up because we would have ate those girls
I
alive.
wrote that one
And,
down.
and
too.
then she's like, and then it was like she was like trying to say it like to the producers,
Right.
like, y'all keep wanting not us to bring us on these vacations neither.
Yeah, I
It's like
know.
they
That's
just
the
wanted
one
to
that's
come.
usually quiet. That just gives you the mug.
I
Like,
know.
So it's like she finally said something.
Yeah.
And it's what I would expect of her.
I
Yeah.
know. So Candy is having a soft opening for her friends and family. She said the restaurant is ready to open. She does have a few other things to do for the city to approve it, but she is able to have her friends and family there to eat. So we're going to check that out next episode.
My friend actually went to it. I'm gonna text him to see how it was.
Oh yeah, see how it went. So talking about shady Phaedra visits Cynthia.
Oh my God.
And this is such a contrived, weird scene.
It was weird.
According to Cynthia, Phaedra hasn't been to her house in 6 years.
Yeah.
And this was
Had no
before she
reason
was
to.
even married to Peter.
Right.
And she had
That
her
flashback
little
was a mess. Yeah, short
Short-
hair.
Oh, yeah.
pixie, I don't know what you call that.
Yeah.
Pixie. Cut.
Afro,
Pixie.
pixie fro.
Yeah.
This scene was interesting. Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say this scene was interesting because once again, like, what do you say when somebody gets a divorce? Because Cynthia said something like, "Congratulations." Oh,
Right.
so I didn't mean that. So I think it's just I think it's interesting just to see how do you approach that when someone gets a divorce. Like, do you say, "Oh,
And
how
that's
do you
why-
feel?" Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to see like what's the correct
And that's why
wording.
you talk about that
Yeah.
stuff with like someone that you're, oh, I spilled all my lead out of my lead pencil. That's why you talk about it like with your friend, because they would
Yeah.
know like the backstory, like if it was like abusive situation, if it was, you know, something where the guy cheated, if it was, so then you know exactly what words to
Right.
share. I'm sorry. So it is I'm sorry because she is missing out for her boys,
Right.
like
Yeah.
their life, and that's what she is crying about. She's saying, you know, the only reason why she's crying is not that she misses Apollo. She's sad that her boys have to live a life without their dad.
Right.
Yo, I don't mean to rewind this to last week's episode, but Cynthia said something that really, really, really pissed me off when she was like, oh yeah, she felt like she played a major part in the reason why they got a divorce.
Oh,
Oh,
Why did she say? Are you
Wait,
serious?
wait, Cynthia or Phaedra said that?
Kenya.
Wait,
Kenya.
Cynthia said
No,
that?
Cynthia said she was she feel like she played a major part in the reason why her and Peter got a divorce.
Wait, when was it?
This
Wait,
was
wait,
like-
wait, wait. Who did?
Cynthia.
Cynthia said who played a part.
She did. She
did.
played a. She
Oh,
said
no, no,
she
no, no.
played a-
Yes. No, I know exactly what
Yeah,
you're talking. Cynthia
when she
said,
that.
yes, she said, like, you weren't a bad husband. I wonder, like, don't ask yourself if you were a bad
Yes.
husband. I think I might have been a bad wife. I was like,
She put
he
all the blame
cheated
on
on
her.
you.
Right.
She
Like,
put all the blame on herself,
yes.
basically.
Oh, did you hear
Well,
that?
I
Cynthia,
think
though.
because it goes into the reference of her saying she never wanted to be a wife.
I never really
still
wanted
don't
to be a
think-
wife either, and I am. So it's just like,
Well,
you know.
I mean,
She's gonna do her part.
now
as a
that
wife.
it's over for her, she's like saying like, I never really wanted to be a wife.
But I like,
And
why are you
take
blaming
put the-
yourself though?
Maybe she's blaming
Yeah.
the wife duties that if she failed on some.
But like,
as well.
what is
That's
your
when-
what is your wife duty when like he's taking your money, he's leaving town and going to open something up somewhere else, and he's talking to all these girls? It's like,
right.
Peter, like,
She's trying
I mean,
to cover
she
that
might
up,
could-
in my opinion, and trying to put the blame on her. Like maybe, you know, maybe my husband would have never cheated if I was there providing maybe
Exactly.
sex
That's
for
what
him
I'm
or just giving him the time and attention. Like he still did what he had to do. He still went
but
out
like,
there and he cheated and talked to these
communicate
other.
that, I
Yeah.
guess.
But she's just trying to put, you know.
She's
Oh,
trying
the
to
blame
take
on
I'm
him.
glad you
Yeah.
brought
Women
that
do
up.
that.
I
kind of
totally
blame.
forgot about that. You're right.
So I had to
Yeah.
throw that in there. It's just
No,
that
no,
really irritates.
that
I'm like,
pissed me off too.
that wasn't your fault. That was clearly his fault. Everybody saw that. So it's just sorry I have to throw it out there.
No, I feel you.
You know.
It's true.
Yeah.
So Cynthia mentions Portia mentioned her divorce, mentioned Phaedra's divorce.
Right.
And that's exactly where you were saying Phaedra was like, well, Portia
seems
Oh
to
my
be,
gosh.
you know, stating a lot of my business.
right.
lately.
What about Phaedra's outfit?
Which
Horrible.
one?
The
Oh,
outfit she
one
had
she
on with
wore
Cynthia.
that-
Yeah.
Wait,
Her butt-
Phaedra doesn't have a body to be wearing that type of
Exactly.
stuff.
I
And
know.
I feel
I was
like-
like trying to vision what she had on, and now I'm like,
She had
oh
like,
yeah, I
yeah,
was it
remember.
like
right.
a leotard or something?
She
Yeah.
tries to wear
Like-
things
But
Portia
like her,
wears.
like, yeah.
You're too old to be dressing like that. You a lawyer.
And a mom, and a mortician, and like all of these things that outfit wouldn't
Christian.
fit
Right?
for.
A minister.
I know.
And a preacher, yeah. I'm like, how are you just in the
Right.
church
it was just
last
hanging
week?
out. It's just-
Oh yeah.
You can't even fit this.
It
stuff,
wasn't
man.
like sick because I know that's supposed to like be sexy and it wasn't sexy at all.
Yeah, well, she thought she was getting in the lake with that.
That's what her excuse was.
So, what else did she say? Cynthia understands why Phaedra's upset, which is a good thing. Phaedra says, or Cynthia says, she wanted to have Phaedra over because she did see the other end of the spectrum, and she does understand. You know, she thinks that marriage is sacred as well, and you know, she just thought Kenya didn't have bad intention, like we all just talked about. So that was why she felt the need to go forward and like still kind of like celebrate or have fun. What do you guys think about their whole discussion there at the house? So do you think that it went over well? Do you think that it was fake? Do you think that
I thought it was something they could have had over the phone.
But I feel like Cynthia's not a phone person. Like, Cynthia's more of a, like, I really want to sit down and, you know, feel your vibes on this, really pick your brain type person.
Well, she said her main thing is that she wants her and Kenya to be friends again because she's all about this restoration. I think Cynthia kind of has like a little messy vibe to it because she keeps saying, oh, well, it's Phaedra, and she's all about restoration. She's always like, if Phaedra's all about restoration, then why can't I bring her here to my home and try to have her be friends with Kenya again?
She's right. She literally sat there and preached to all these women like, oh, we need to be friends in this, and like we need to forgive each other.
But
and
couldn't even speak up at her own divorce party.
Oh, that's something we got to mention, the restoration service. What kind of service was that?
That
with
was
liquor?
2 weeks ago, but when you were here.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, shoot.
I was thinking, I'm like, we discussed.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
No, you can talk about it.
No, I don't want to talk about
Give
it.
these people what they've been waiting for since you haven't been here.
I know, I was really sick
No,
last
I'm joking.
week.
I can't say nothing.
I wasn't feeling well, yeah.
It wasn't
It was
last
definitely
week. It was the
last
week before.
I seen it at the party last Sunday.
No, you did not.
I'm just kidding.
He trying to say he saw me at a party last week. Don't be acting like Kenya again.
You might
Nah,
be
we can fast
fake.
forward. It's cool. We play all day 7th Street.
Okay, so let's talk about this baby Nup. So Portia puts on a sexy outfit. She invites Todd over to her house, but she acts like he's never been there before. It was so weird. Another contrived scene. And she wants to give him this baby Nup with lots of bullet points.
Definitely.
Talking about what does she have in there?
Well, the main
35%
about the Instagram, that's what killed me.
Oh, yes.
I was like, she's like, I want to be able to take pictures on Instagram.
She wants to be able to travel with her kid in and out of the country. She wants to be able to allow her baby pictures to be able to go on any social media sites.
Whatever her technical terms for that bullet point, it was even more hilarious.
Yes.
He was like, what do you mean?
She wants 35% of all of his income to go to the baby. And Todd's offended. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think?
I'm proud that he stood up.
Exactly.
I mean, she's treating that child like it's an accessory or something.
Yeah.
He says he's offended because he feels like, what kind of guy do you think I am? Like, why would you even want to date a guy that you would have to present this to?
Right. That's a
but
good
people
point.
could say that in a prenup. Why would you want to marry a person that you would have to present this to? Like,
That's true.
Wow, that's a good point too.
So what do you guys think about a baby Nup? You guys think that baby Nups are going to be like the new thing?
No.
Do they even, can they even stand in court?
I don't think so, but I thought about that after you said that about a prenup, because it's basically like really the same thing, right?
But I feel like if it's written document, it can.
Well, no, because
it's
you're
like
a
marrying someone. That's
right,
a
but
contract.
that's a contract. But this is
but
not.
Anything
can be made a contract as long as it's in writing.
Yeah,
that's true.
So if we both agreed on this in writing, then I can take it to court if you.
So maybe she's gonna start.
Well, I guess that's true because she could take it to like the family court and say he already agreed before we had. But it's so weird. Like there is no kid.
Exactly.
So it's like he agreed before there was a child. That he would pay to agree to 17 bullet points to pay 35% of his income. What else did she say? Like 50%
of like the medical expenses. 50%. Like it had all this stuff. Because I paused it to read it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's way too much. It's
I don't understand why Todd is still entertaining it.
I don't understand why.
To be a part of this show.
You think so? I think he really likes Portia. I think he genuinely likes Portia, but she comes up with these crazy things sometimes.
Right. No, I think he wants to be a part of the show, but he does like Portia, but didn't realize what he was really getting into.
So is Portia basically saying like, I'm gonna poke a hole in the condom and I am gonna get pregnant? Because what is she?
No,
like,
I think they both agree on that.
saying like if we accidentally, or yes, we are going to have a baby and this is the agreement. Like, what is
we
the
are gonna have a
situation?
baby. Yes, we're having a baby.
And this is the agreement?
Yes.
So it's not if we mess up and accidentally have a baby.
No, they've been
This is
agreed on
agreement.
that they want to have a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like Portia was a little skeptical after, you know, their relationship just didn't go as well as she thought it was in the beginning. And then now that they're kind of back on good terms, she's kind of wanting to talk about this.
Mm-hmm. What are these folks talking about this baby?
So Portia, Joseph Boza always makes good points. Portia's nuts, he says. People are talking about Todd not having a job, so they're like,
That's what
you
I
know,
was
if he
thinking.
doesn't have a job, like,
That's his job. I thought the restaurant was his job.
this is where
No, Todd.
no Todd,
Oh.
yeah.
Portia's
So
Todd.
this is where I'm getting so
Wrong
confused
Todd.
though. Like,
We gotta give him nicknames.
like when people split up and they have a kid together, anyways, like they go through the child support stuff. So why couldn't it all just be done ahead of time? So like
True,
it's real now.
true,
I'm
true,
like
true.
really
Like,
confused,
Portia's
and
just trying to be really smart.
in my head thinking like, okay, so if she has this plan, like, and they did break up, could she actually go through all this? Because you kind of might have to go through a lot of this too. Like, you're gonna have to spend some of your income on this child if you guys break up, and you will have to pay certain part of the medical expenses and this and that.
And
So
I think
don't know.
Portia just knows that there's a high chance that they won't be together. Like, she
But
doesn't
if
even
this-
care if they were together in the beginning. That wasn't even her intention. She's just like, I just want to have a baby by you. You seem like a good father. But if love can happen in the midst of it, then I'm okay with it. But if it doesn't, I still want my baby from you.
It don't make sense.
I hear you.
What?
Get on her nerves.
She's deep. She's really
Mo going deep over here?
Love it, miss. Okay.
Mo writes poetry on
I'm
Sundays.
ready for
I do,
it.
guys. I do. Didn't wanna
Okay,
tell you.
so Cynthia's fashion show, we can touch on that a little bit. It was actually quite like
Successful.
It was
maybe?
hot.
successful, but very like
was.
simple and like nothing, no frills or thrills. It
Right.
wasn't a lot of
But
drama
I'm just
to
glad
it.
that
I wasn't.
it was better than the other Housewives events. At
Oh,
least
for
it
sure.
didn't, like, nothing crashed it or nothing made
Because it was simple.
ultimately fail.
It was super
Better simple than too extreme where you're gonna fall
Fail.
in it. But yeah.
Well, and she actually had products that she was showing, unlike other fashion shows that happen on Housewives. So I liked it. I thought it was good. I liked the setting of it and everything. So
It was hot though.
Why
It
is
was
everything
very
I don't have air in it?
Bob,
I'm in the tunnel.
Bob that was probably the
never
most
had
he's
Oh my God,
ever
yeah.
sweat.
so it's so weird because like in the episode before, I was like, wow, Bob's not sweating today. I was like, they
Right.
finally got it under control. And then he was dying. He was like drenched. I was like, oh, he's back at it.
Exactly. When
Poor-
Sheree said I gotta bring my own air.
Poor Bob. Oh no, she doesn't even have air. She don't even have air. She should be used to that type of temperature.
Right.
So Phaedra and Portia are not coming. Cairo is super late. According to his mom, he was only 10 minutes late, but according to Cynthia, she said he was over an hour late.
Yeah.
I believe Cynthia.
I do too. And did you see her partner like throwing shade back at Sheree?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
That was hilarious. too.
Yes.
He said, "Your fan is your air." She said, "Oh, I gotta bring my own air."
Yes, exactly. So Candy came. Candy always supports everyone, which is good as a
Yes.
friend. Candy asked if Kenya and Phaedra have talked, and Kenya says no. And this is such an interesting line that Kenya mentioned. She kept mentioning it last week, and she mentioned it a lot this week. No, because Phaedra feels like I'm the reason as to why her marriage is broken up. Where is she getting this from? Why does she want to take all of the blame for Phaedra's husband, for Phaedra and her marriage? That's not what Phaedra told you. Phaedra never said that you're the reason why they broke up. The reason
isn't that
why
what
they
she's-
broke up is because Apollo stole everybody and their mama's credit cards and whatever else he stole. So that you're not the reason. You're
Yeah,
portion of
part.
why you guys don't get along is because you tried to talk to my boyfriend. But don't get it twisted, boo. You have no dealings with why me and my husband broke up. Like, why does she keep saying that? Like, Portia Phaedra keeps blaming me for the reason why she's divorced. And then when she met up with her, she even asked her, so wait, hold on. The main question is, are you blaming me for your divorce? And Phaedra said exactly, no, I'm not blaming you for my divorce. You had a portion of why you and I aren't friends, so don't throw me a party. But you don't have a reason as to why I divorced my husband.
Right.
Like, why does she keep saying that?
Well,
Do you guys
is
have
that what
reasons?
she
No,
said in
I
a text
agree.
message? Isn't
No,
that
I
what she?
just think women are like that. Like, you know, it's just two total extremes. They can't just be in the middle. So I feel like she just like, let me just be extreme. She's blaming me, but she's blaming me for her whole marriage.
She wants the blame.
Yeah, she wants the blame.
She
She
wants-
wants the attention. It's giving her attention. She wants to be in the middle of all the drama so she can, you know, continue being on these episodes.
And I
That's
think
what
she
it
wants to
is.
make it seem like Phaedra is just so dramaful too.
What does the fans think of this? You know, they all support King anyway. How
What are
crazy.
they saying?
Nothing yet right now.
Oh, they don't have nothing to say?
No,
Oh, okay.
I think I kind of assumed that because of what Phaedra wrote in that text message to Portia, that Portia then read out loud, because it did seem like she was putting a lot of blame on Kenya.
But she's
Yeah.
putting the blame about like, don't throw me a party when we just basically became friends. And the reason why you and I weren't friends is because you tried to talk to the husband that I'm divorcing.
Right.
So I'm divorcing him for my reasons, but you were amidst, like, not a part of it, but you tried to divide me and my husband at one point. So, like,
This is not
yeah, don't, it's not right.
not the
Okay.
party you should be planning.
So we only have a few more minutes. Let's briefly touch on Phaedra meeting with this lawyer guy, Oscar.
Oh my God. Yes.
So Phaedra sets up, gets dressed, prepares, and arrives to a meeting with a lawyer that has nothing to do with her.
Right.
So she wants to have Johnny meet with Oscar to discuss Johnny's lawsuit that he wants to file against Candy. He feels that they have stolen his ideas, as well as there's also some lost wages that he feels that he's entitled to. And so he wanted to sit down with this lawyer, and Phaedra decided she needed to be there too instead of just passing along the phone number.
Right. Exactly.
But
exactly.
she also said in the meeting, I don't want any parts of this scenario. Like, I don't want any parts of him suing Candy. So why are you here?
And then I think it was odd, like, when it was over, she wanted to sit and talk to him, like, so does he have a case?
Exactly.
Like, you know, are we going to get something
Right.
out of this? You know, is Candy going to be the bad guy?
Yeah.
I feel like that's how it was very malicious.
And it's all on your time of your camera time. Like,
Well,
the
that's
cameras
why-
wouldn't be here if
yeah.
it wasn't for you.
Well, and that's why I think she was like, oh, I don't want to have any part of this, like, so that she can go back and say, Candy, I told you I didn't want. I told the cameras, I told everybody I didn't want to have any part of this. But it's like, then why didn't you just refer him out and leave it at that?
And then what's really interesting is you just came from a vacation from this person
Right?
that you're like accompanying, suing, and then that person just apologized to you over one thing that you brought up, like,
Right.
oh, you called the feds to my house. And Candy even said, okay, well, if you didn't call the feds, I'm sorry for saying that about you.
Right.
I was upset, whatever. So if you see that this person is like overdone, not trying to have any ill will or bad intentions towards you and kind of leaving you alone, why would you, if you don't want anything to do with this person, why are you like
Right.
meddling in this messy situation that you don't even know if these issues are true or not?
Right. I mean,
Like,
he has
don't you care about
nothing
your
in
name?
paper. Yeah, he has nothing in paper. He's saying, oh, she stole this. You know how easy it is to walk into somewhere and say, yeah, they stole all my ideas.
Right.
Oh, you have anything down on paper? No, none of it.
But he said he has a proposal down on paper.
Well, that's
So
good.
if he does, like, that is good enough proof.
What
Well,
the hell
I
is
mean-
an oral contract?
An oral contract?
Yeah.
A
That's
verbal.
just like-
well, he's making it very
It's just like-
disgusting.
I know what it
Like, it
is,
shouldn't be
but-
called
No, I
oral.
would-
It should be called verbal.
Yeah,
Oral
I would just assume that's like, you know, like,
Where you signing with an oral contract?
yeah, yeah. No, you just like,
I mean, what an oral contract? Like,
No,
oral?
some people sometimes oral or let's say
You how can you prove
verbal.
that without it being unless it was
yeah,
recorded?
you can't. Yeah, unless
You
it's
know,
recorded.
but-
Yeah.
He's dumb for even just saying it, or for even thinking that he was gonna, get a deal by
Exactly. Oh, we have
having
an
this
oral
conversation with, without documents or signing something.
And that's how,
who conducts
again,
business like that.
You know, they have nothing else to film. Like, why are we filming this?
They
Like,
said an oral
we're talking
contract.
about oral
Johnny,
contracts.
What?
Yeah.
Johnny boy.
We have somebody in chat, Mary Dude 444 or Mary Duda, I'm sorry, 444 has been saying a lot in the chat, and they say that I don't think that he had a case. Candy knows this business really well.
yeah.
Some of this is if was Todd, I would be
Read it like
scared
it
by
is.
Is he asleep?
I'm trying to make it out. But it's Candy, so I don't think so. So they're saying basically like Candy knows her business. They think this guy doesn't have a case.
They're saying if it was Todd,
they would worry about it.
Yeah, they would worry about it,
Yeah.
but it's Candy, so. But anyways, Phaedra's a lawyer as well. She should know, like, I don't know. It's just so weird. Like, why are you even, I don't know. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of her wearing that Chanel pendant every time she goes for, it's like her lawyer outfit. It's her business attire. And then next thing, she's wearing a bodysuit when she wants to be a hoochie mama.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Phaedra,
I can't.
Phaedra.
I can't. So Kenya and Matt meet up at this dog's boutique for her dog's one-year-old birthday, or I don't know, whatever. I feel so stupid even talking about this.
Right.
It's about a dog. So Kenya keeps saying to Matt, you know, Kenya says Matt ruins everything that's always good. Matt says she was the only good thing that was good for him, and she says, well, if I send you to jail, then you know what will be good. And he says, well, send me to jail, and then you can finally date all of these guys that you keep saying that are around. Like, date these guys that you say that. And that was a great line for him.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if you keep having these great guys, why are you having sex with me in my truck?
Right.
Oh man, he called her
Or always
out.
wanting to come back to me somehow.
Why are you coming back? Yeah, why do you feel the need to be my friend if I'm so abused? Like, who wants a friend that busts windows out and busts car windows? That's an expensive friend.
Right.
And you're not helping this friend. You should be trying to, like...
Because she's provoking this friend.
You should have scenes of you going to therapy. Like, you're telling Portia, go to therapy with your friend. Help your friend if you really want to be with him.
Right.
But like, I think this is like a little glimpse into Kenya provoking Matt. Like you keep saying, like, I don't think it's like, I hate Matt and I think they are not good for each other, but I think this is a glimpse into what Matt's been dealing with. Kenya must threaten him with, oh, I could get so many other guys. Like, I could
send you to jail.
Yeah. And like, so like, this
as
is
a man, you need to walk away. You need to just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Like, why do you want to keep being insulted like that?
Right, but I know.
But she likes to break him down and like see him cry.
And he was really
and then when you
broken
saw
down.
when he was crying, she's like, baby.
Right.
You weren't saying baby before.
Right, you was just out
now
here.
it's all baby. I hate to see like, and then you want to kiss and do like, you're playing mind games. And now like I don't condone his violence, but I understand he's young.
Right.
She's older, and it does boil down to like, if you can get any guy and you're hitting me up wanting to have sex in my car, like, why don't you just go with these guys that you can just get anytime?
Right.
Like, why do you want another guy?
That the reason, like, when they were sitting down talking and everything was calm when they first started the conversation, when she just got up, when he asked about her, he was saying he didn't like the way how him and Cynthia's conversation went, because he felt like it was all about him. It's always about what Matt did wrong. And he was like, why don't we ever talk about what you did wrong? And she just got up like, I'm not here to talk about that. Do you think that was right of her to just get up like that? Like, I feel like what he said wasn't that serious for her to have to exit the conversation.
I think that they set that up and they wanted it to go all out in the hallway.
And I was like, this is her overreacting.
Yeah.
Right, because
it's too much.
Yeah, no, I agree. She didn't need to walk out to be like, we're not talking about this right now. Would have been fine. Like, we're not discussing this. Why did you, like, if he keeps just egging you on, then get the dogs and then just leave. But like,
he was really trying to have a serious conversation. Like, he wanted to, let's really talk about our flaws.
They're just a mess.
Yeah.
Well, she never wants to talk about her flaws because the thing is that there's a lot of stuff that we're not supposed to know.
Exactly.
And he's supposed to keep these secrets on lock. So when he's releasing, oh, you had sex in my truck, or you were on a trip with me, or you called me the other night, or
and she's like, let's not play that game.
Yeah, let's not play that game.
What game is that?
Right. And the crazy thing is, we're watching you because just like a scene before that, you were telling your cousin that you wanted to text him.
Right.
So we know you still want the D, boo. Like, it is about the D. Don't be like,
That's
oh, I
really
control
now.
the D.
Yeah.
No, boo. Yeah, it's all about that. And I think it gives her a storyline. Imagine if he just walked away. And that's, okay, let's get into news and gossip really quick. So Matt has blown up. We've seen like a bunch of times throughout the course of this season, and his drama and his like his self. I'm like,
right.
and now we saw in social media that He's gotten in fights with Peter. He got in an argument with Todd. He like has all of these issues, and then he also released some information that Kenya is paying him to be on this show.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see that?
I'm not
You didn't
surprised. She
send
paid the
us
other dude
that.
to be
He
on the
said
show.
she told him, if you waited out to get the reunion, I will give you $10,000.
Wow.
Kenya said this
To Matt. So that's what provoked the whole argument between Peter and Todd Peter and Peter. Yeah. Peter. I'm like too many names. Peter, Todd, and what's his name? Matt. They all got into it because I guess there was a personal conversation that Matt had with Peter and Todd, and they even said to him, the wives do cut us back some money off of their contract. So, because we're in the scenes and we participate and whatever.
Oh, they need to get their own
But
check.
that's our wives. Kenya is too all over the place, so they kept telling him secure the bag before she tries to leverage it and like keep you. So this is her keeping him and leveraging him. He didn't secure the bag, so now he's mad. He doesn't have the $10,000. He's fighting with these guys because now he's exposing them. And they're like, well, why would you, tell some personal business that we explained to you? We were trying to give you advice as older men and who have been on the show in this game for a while. Right. Like, get your money first, and then if you guys don't work out, then you just didn't work out, but you still got your money. So now Matt's mad about his money, and he's mad because he doesn't have his girl, and then he's confused because she does text him periodically to have sex in his truck. Right. So it's like so many things. So I understand like his frustration. No, like I said before, I don't condone violence, but it's like a mind game. And then it's playing around with his money. And then he was like a young boy from nowhere. And now he's on social media and he's like famous. And there's like so many dynamics to it. And Kenya holds the key and the power to all of that.
Right.
So
one other piece
of explaining like that, it's like that's a lot of that's a lot of power.
Yeah.
Like
and
to
that's
have
why he's
over a person.
blowing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
No, and that is why he's
money
blowing
like
up.
money will make $10 will make people do something.
Oh, yeah.
So $10,000.
Oh yeah.
Like he's real mad, real mad.
And then the fact of the role that he did play when he finally did get to be on TV is just like, you kind of didn't utilize it well.
No.
And then one other quick piece of news and gossip. Tabitha Roadhouse on Twitter texted or tweeted us the reunion setup. So Andy Cohen's going to be in the middle like always. Candy's going to be on one side of him with Candy, Kenya, Cynthia, and then on the other side it's going to be Phaedra, Portia, and Sheree.
And I heard that they got into there was a fight, and I heard some like Kenya or Phaedra and Portia aren't going to be friends anymore. After
What
the
about
reunion.
what you sent us in the group meet about Phaedra and Apollo's divorce? What, not being final?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's not final.
Right.
And I did read the judge said that it still isn't final, but I hope that they won't make it final, and they'll retract everything and find out that Phaedra was a part of the whole scheme with Apollo.
Ooh, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much. Okay, guys, we have to wrap it up.
Do we, Mo? Yes, we do. You're right.
That's where to go tonight.
No, but
okay.
I feel like we have to wrap it up.
We talked a lot tonight, right?
There's
We
a lot
did.
going on.
We covered those 2 episodes, and we hope you guys loved it. It has been a pleasure, you guys.
Yes.
We only have like how many more Sundays? Like maybe like 5 or 6.
A month of Sundays.
A month of Sundays.
Jesus.
Candy said that this
Phaedra
up, or
did.
Phaedra said that
Yes,
this up.
when
That's
she
such
had
an
her
old
Chanel
lady
piece.
line.
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh, a month of Sundays.
Right.
Mind you, right before she was talking about twerking in a bodysuit. Anyways, you won't catch me twerking in a bodysuit. But you guys can catch us next week. It has been a pleasure. I am your host, English Cleveland. You guys can always check me out on Instagram at Pink English, as well as on Twitter, English Speaks.
Thanks for joining us in chat, guys. Join us again next week. I'm Jessie Zahner. You can find me all over social media at Athletic.
Find me on Instagram and Twitter at MOClassified.
You guys can find me on social media.
What are you guys
It's
over there
me,
doing?
Jay Hart. You can find me on Twitter. It's me, Jay Hart. Hit me up.
We going live.
Oh, they're over there live. See you guys next
See ya.
week.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.